I'm Rob Beck, and I'm one of the co-conceivers and leaders of LGBTQTeeHee.
And I'm Anthony Gifford, and I'm just thrilled to be here.
LGBTQTeeHee is our 10-week comedy programme, which is about using stand-up comedy to help build better mental health and resilience within the LGBTQ+ community.
I got an email through from the rep just kind of talking about things that were on, and I saw this, and instantly my stomach dropped in the sense of, my God, this looks terrifying.
I do make a sound, it's...
And that's when I knew, that was the moment I knew I had to do it, and just had to throw myself into it, try something new, something terrifying, and just kind of see where it took me, and I'm so pleased that I did.
We've been working with professionals such as Angie Belcher and Waishi Black, and we've even have some extra special talent from last year come and help mentor our new recruits for this year's programme.
Yeah, so basically we've just been working on their set pieces that they're going to show in the comedy showcase on the 21st, and we've just been going through and finding what works, what doesn't work, how to expand on really funny bits that they may not have picked up on in their own writing. I think sharing with the group and with myself is really, really important.
The rep has got a huge history of supporting new and emerging artists and comedians, and so I wanted to bring some members of the LGBTQ+ community here to the rep to create some stand-up comedy that would make them feel like a superhero and that would showcase how the queer community really is strong and resilient and can get through anything, how we're so tenacious.
So I might not be able to do the stand-up traditionally, but I am still proud when I do present myself to the audience. That is something that I am very proud of, because before I had no stage presence, but I do have presence now. And I do carry it on off stage. You know, I'm proud of myself in whatever position I'm in, like whether I'm sat down, stood up, whatever. I carry that proud stance with me.
It shows the community kind of what LGBTQ+ is all about, which is brilliant. It like brings people together, people who may not have traditionally been like in the same place at the same time, but they have a reason to come together, and the reason is comedy, making people laugh, which is brilliant.
As a psychologist, all of my research points to the fact that social connectedness and community is so key to strong mental well-being and resilience. And for many people, you know, especially the queer community in Birmingham and nationwide, we really struggle to find those spaces where we feel safe, where we feel accepted. You know, so Teehee brings people together from all walks of life into a room where they may have never come across each other before, all unified by a love of comedy and queerness and joy.
But I think probably my favourite moment so far was probably the first week when I stood up and actually just did a bit of comedy, and I remember being on the phone to my partner on the way back being like, you will never believe what I just did. I can't remember a thing that I said. I feel like I've just blacked it all out, but I was just so proud of myself in that moment, and I think just doing it in that first week just really cemented the rest of my journey.
I think it's so important to see queer people telling their stories, owning their stories, and putting that into comedy, looking after their well-being at the same time. Is honestly, it's the most amazing project that I hear about. It's amazing.
Therapy school can be quite competitive. Those that collected the most amount of tears from their patients will get the highest grades.
It's seeing queer people talk about their experiences, talk about their lives, find the comedy in that, and also like working together. And I think for me, I'm thinking about all the stuff that I'm gonna do because I'll be performing at the showcase. So actually, I'm trying to think about how am I gonna do these things, and I think I might even have found a space where maybe I can share some stuff.
I almost learn more from giving feedback and hearing other people's work than getting the feedback on my own work.
I think what we've discovered running this project is just how needed projects like this are for bringing all walks of life together from the community into a safe space where people can be themselves, can be heard and understood. And I think what we found is that Teehee creates a space where people can come and be turbocharged, that whatever's happening in their lives outside of the room, they come and they can laugh and they can be themselves, and then we send them out back into the world feeling a little bit stronger and a little bit better about themselves.
Everybody was showing different aspects of what other sexuality. It's just wonderful, more than I thought.
Well, it has having to get up on stage and talk, even for a brief period, about some quite personal things, even in the form of jokes, in the form of comedy. It's therapy essentially, because you're dredging up things from the past, things you might not have told your best mate, that all of a sudden you're in this room of people and you're using humour to confront them, and I think it's really powerful.
They were all brilliant, really. Fantastic. For first timers, absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
Projects like TeeHee really show promise in working alongside other avenues of wellbeing and support to really help promote great mental health outcomes for the people most at risk of loneliness, marginalisation and isolation.
I think it's been good having the sort of balance of comedy and lightheartedness with the emotional support.
We had the wellbeing practitioner last year, but I think we weren't really aware of what the role was. And so this year, working with practitioners and professionals in the field, we've really come together to develop the role of the therapist in the room. And this is not your traditional talking therapy. It's about helping the group navigate their lived experiences, as well as the TeeHee course itself, making sure that everyone's kept safe, making sure that everyone's working well in the room, but also building those building blocks of good mental wellbeing and resilience with the team. And I think it's been really great to develop the role of the mental wellbeing practitioner in the room, and so for future iterations, being able to have that as a kind of concrete offering that we have within the course.
For example, the therapist support that we get as well, we can sort of come in there and melt down for 5 minutes or 10 or 20 and then go back out, face it again, stand up and talk about your issues in a funny way.
Solidify it into comedy. Melt and then solidify like a funny candle.
This time around, we're making sure we're collecting data at each point of the journey to make sure that what we're doing is actually working, and really looking at the theoretical underpinnings of why TeeHee works. And this will help us, hopefully produce peer-reviewed research. We've already presented TeeHee at international conferences, and we're really looking to, scale this up big time and grow and grow and grow, so we can deliver TeeHee nationally, internationally, all over the world. We want to take over the world of queer comedy, mental well-being, goodness.
Projects like this have always been needed and will always be needed, because Birmingham, we first of all, we have such a diverse tapestry of people who live here, and also a diverse tapestry of queer people who live here who want to tackle the arts and may not really know how to access the arts.
Oh, it's so great to be back at the Rep. I used to work here as a set designer. They did fire me. I didn't make a scene. Come on!
What's been interesting is working with such a wide range of gay people. I mean, literally the whole gamut. So you must really have a very wide sort of range of jokes, really.
Yeah, and working with such a different spectrum of people as well, I think it's opened everyone's eyes to different, everyone's from different parts of society, different professions, different walks of life.
Yeah.
It's been really amazing to meet such a diverse group of people from across different communities of Birmingham. I've really massively appreciated that.
Yeah, we're not saying that TeeHee is a panacea that's going to fix everything, but it really is a buffer that can help people make those first steps. Resilience isn't about having everything sorted, it's about being able to deal with what life throws at you. And so not only are we teaching people at TeeHee to, tell jokes and make their trauma funny, we're also teaching people how to bounce back from failure, how to, laugh at themselves, but in a really supportive way, and not in a derogatory way. And our whole ethos is always about punching up and not punching down. So we are, for a community that's been the butt of a joke for too long, it's really about pushing back. And I think that is not only so psychologically important, but it's so empowering for our participants.
Everyone is so different in this group, and everyone's bringing completely different styles of comedy and a different vibe.
I've talked extensively to friends about different challenges and issues and trauma that I've had, and now I've put it into my comedy, and that's a massive step forward. And if it wasn't for this opportunity, I wouldn't be doing that. And whilst it's really difficult to go on that journey and do that, it's really challenging, and you're pushing really fear boundaries. I feel that it's going to give me a lot of long-term strength and capability, which I will have discovered and built through this.
We would like to say a massive thank you to the Birmingham Rep Theatre for hosting LGBTQTeeHee this year and for all of the support that they have given us. We'd also like to thank Birmingham City Council for their very generous funding and for making it happen this year.
A huge thank you also needs to be given to Birmingham City University and to our mental health wellbeing practitioner Fiona Brooke.
And finally, to you, the audience, for all of your love and support for LGBTQTeeHee. Thank you.